Today we asked people, Josh, what makes them happy? What makes you happy?
Okay, my happiness. I don't think there's one thing that makes me happy. I think my happiness is just comes from like gratitude, man. Gratitude every day of just like waking up, being alive, being thankful. When I actually take time to express gratitude and like praying and like spending time with God and going to church and that sort of thing. Even though I'm not very, very 100% consistent with it, I'm getting more consistent now. I think that's where a lot of my happiness comes from. I also think it comes from like sort of like going after like a dream or a purpose or a goal. So like not achieving it, sure you're gonna feel some sort of happiness, but I think just trying to make progress every day. You know, it's kind of like
Love
when
that.
people say they become successful
Yeah.
and then now they're no longer happy, they get
Yeah.
depressed a little bit, they sold their company, something happens.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. And it's so cliche to say, but it's also just like, I think when you're making progress every day and you see yourself improving, whether that's like you working out and losing weight or building muscle, or you working on a passion project, or you getting better with your finances or your relationship with your spouse, whatever the case may be, I think happiness, a lot of it. And I don't think, like I said before, I don't think there's one thing like if I do this or if I think this way, I'm going to be happy. And I also don't think we should always be happy 24/7 because that takes away the value of happiness.
Yeah, yeah,
Think about it. What's the opposite of happiness? It's sadness.
Yes.
And so it doesn't mean you have to be sad or depressed, but happiness doesn't exist unless you're sad or depressed at points and periods of your life or parts of the day where you're just like, oh, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And so I think having a balance of both. I think a lot of times even me, like I don't really get depressed, but like I feel like the moments where I get really, really close to feeling depressed is those moments where I feel too much euphoria,
For you, yeah.
yeah, across different things and habits I do in my life. And then as soon as you come off that high, because it is a high with the endorphins and dopamine chemicals, as soon as you come off of it, then you're like, oh, because now you're back to reality, back down to earth. Now you're like, oh, wait, I like that. And so now you keep striving. I think this is how people get like addicted to things too. And so just to close that out, because I'm rambling for too long, I want to say also it's kind of like beginner's luck. When you try something new, you know how the first time you get it, you do it right, you get a little bit of happiness, but then the second time you fail and you're like, oh shit. Versus the first time when you fail, and you're like, oh, maybe it's not for me, maybe it is, and then you try again, and you get better, and then you get better, and you're a little bit better, and then over time you start to get better at whatever said thing, and I think that progress, that journey, is what brings happiness. I literally think you have to put yourself in hard situations where you're uncomfortable, and you just have to figure out like how to solve the problems, and you have to figure it out. Kind of like lessons I was learning, just like watching you in your life, and things that I'm doing, like coming out from like Vancouver to Alberta, and then like moving out and living on my own. Certain challenges, and sure, sometimes it's tough, and you know, this is life. But like at some points, it's like, whoa, dude, it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's fun because you're like on a different. You're like
Going through different things.
yeah, you're testing yourselves. You're going on your journey. You're kind of seeing what you're capable of, versus just being comfortable 24/7. And yeah, I think it's just like progression, man, and seeing what you're capable of, and like trying to reach your fullest potential.
I agree.
And like, I don't think there's like one goal that you should like. Of course, have goals and strive for it, but I don't think it should be so not as like it shouldn't be high enough where you can reach it, but it should be high enough where you can almost reach it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once you do reach that goal, then you're kind of like, oh,
Yeah,
now what?
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe you just have to reevaluate your life and think, okay, you know what? Let's just set new goals. I don't know. I'm thinking too far ahead, but I think that's what makes me happy. And then family. I think family, and then like obviously food and your diet and exercise and sleep. I think those play very, very pivotal roles. And just like mood throughout the day. Like I don't know if we're talking about overall happiness in your life or just even mood throughout the day. I think depending on what foods you eat, how much you eat, and affect your mood and sleep, and then exercise routine, and then the quality of your life. So where you're spending most of your time at a job, school, or maybe you have your own business, right? Who you're spending your time with. What are the things you're consuming? What are the things you're putting out? I think that plays a big part. So that's my happiness, bro. I feel like I took everything out of your mouth.
No, damn, real.
All right, I'll let you go.
This guy understood the assignment.
So Umar, what do you define as happiness?
Money.
Yes,
Nah.
that's a
I'm
perfect
joking,
answer.
bro. Honestly, a lot of things I want to say, you hit the nail on. So
Should have kept it simple.
no, I fuck with it. But for me, in a simple word, bro, if someone asked me on the street what makes me happy, I would say progression. And I'm stealing this from Tony Robbins, bro. I heard Liver King say that Tony Robbins said that all happiness really is progression. So as long as we kept moving forward, you'd stay fulfilled and happy, right? I mean, like, take it in. Like, the moments in life that we feel, like, the saddest, right? Like you said, it could be coming off of, like, a high. That's one thing, or, like, some death or something that happens. And if we stay in the past, we stay in that moment, we'd probably be sad forever. But if we keep moving forward, you know, we pray on the dead, we move on. Or, like, something, you lost money, you lost business, you could continue to move on. I think it's really dope. And talking about sadness and negativity, bro. Thomas Edison. This is insane. You know Thomas. You know what he's famous for?
Yeah.
Light bulb. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I had to make sure.
He's testing me, dude. This is a podcast for dummies, guys.
So Thomas Edison, bro.
Yeah.
In the height of his career, he had a massive factory, bro.
Wait, one more thing. He stole that idea. It wasn't his idea, but go ahead.
Yeah. He's
Controversial.
It's controversial. He didn't necessarily steal it.
Yeah.
It was a public idea, but he was the first one to mass produce it.
That's
so, but yeah, he didn't actually invent. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah. But bro, okay, so here's crazy. At the height of his career, he had a massive factory, and at this point, Nikola Tesla's working for him too, which we're not going to go into today. But massive factory, and the factory's burning on fire. And different, because this is a tinkerer, so different chemicals that were exploding would be different colors. Okay. So he calls his wife and says, "Honey, you better get down here. You'll never see a fire this big in your life."
What?
A news reporter asked him, "How do you feel your whole life? Everything's burning to flames." He's like, "This is the most beautiful fire I've ever seen." Along those lines.
Yeah.
The point he's trying to make is there's nothing he could have done with the fire, but make the most of it. So he turned like one of the most negative experiences of his life. His whole everything of his burning down to ashes, where he could have been crying, you know, just mourning of his loss. Nikola Tesla was mourning.
Yeah.
My life's work is fucking burning down.
Yeah.
But this guy was just enjoying the spectacle of a fire that you'll never see.
Wow.
So the point I'm trying to make is happiness is really progression. Because he knew once he saw the building burn down, he'd either stay and cry about this, or in his mind he already moved on that we got to build the building again.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that.
Wow. I love that answer.
I'll floor back to you, bro.
And I love that story you brought up with Thomas Edison, because I've never heard of that story.
Yeah.
The project. So, like, what upcoming projects do you have? Or what's one upcoming project you have that you want to talk about?
I like this segment.
Yeah, that you want to talk about, and maybe not any goals, but let's say some sort of things that you're looking forward to in the week.
Okay.
Yeah, for the upcoming week.
So can I say December, bro? Because
Oh yeah.
I pre-planned for December.
Okay.
So we have 2 absolute massive projects coming up, bro.
Yeah.
I think did I tell you any of these ideas yet?
I don't think so. No.
Did I tell you about 24 hours in VR?
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a big project. That should be starting sometime this week. Hopefully, I'm gonna spend 24 hours in virtual reality. It's gonna be insane. Lots of people have done it before. I'm definitely not the first, but hopefully we'll make it one of the best VR 24-hour videos that there is.
Yeah.
And if that goes well, it's gonna be a whole series of 24-hour videos. I'm gonna take a bunch of Mr. Beast videos, but do them in VR. Remember when you did solitary confinement VR?
Yeah.
Sorry, 24 hours in solitary confinement?
Yeah.
24 hours in solitary confinement. I'll make a whole VR room like solitary confinement. I'll have my brother and a couple friends in VR be like the guards.
Wow.
And like we'll have mini games in the entire video where they're torturing me. And just making the worst of the situation. Like, it's going to be like, it won't just be a challenge video of like a vlog of a challenge. It's going to actually be like some sort of entertainment aspect to it, right? And just not copy, but take ideas from like Mr. Beast and other cool creators and bring it into the VR world, bro.
That's a great idea.
Because the really cool thing is, if we could do this successfully, if we watch a Mr. Beast video, right, we can't physically be there unless you're selected. But the cool thing with VR is if this takes off, bro, and since it's virtual, so there's no safety of like a fan attacking you. When you do these YouTube videos, you could literally have your fans either participate, spectate, like.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a virtual community. It's a virtual world, right?
They can be doing their own home and their own VR, yeah.
So they put their VR on and they're joining in the action.
Right.
Whether they're watching me film live, so the behind the scenes almost.
Yeah.
And like it's cool because you could code it in a way where like it kind of be like they're there but they're not there.
Right.
We gotta figure out the logistics, but that's gonna be really cool in virtual reality when this pops off to introduce it such a way where like the fans can really get involved, right? And I say fans, but really community members, and we do things together as a community. So it's gonna be
Right.
super dope. So we gotta get you a headset soon.
I'm
That's-
excited for that.
What about you, bro? What projects are you looking forward
Now
to?
I gotta start some sort of. Wow, man, nah, I can't even get close to that, bro. I feel like we're just going back and forth. I had a big answer in happiness, and yours was short and sweet. Now you had a big answer for the project. Mine's gonna be short and sweet, man. Man, just copywriting, I guess.
Okay.
And just gonna try and post as much content as I can, documenting copywriting, and just trying to grow my personal brand. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Starting my blog now, and I'm gonna try and transcribe that blog into like audio. So a lot of things I'm learning in like sales and copywriting for my job, and then just copywriting in general, and then also a little bit to do with like fasting.
Okay.
Kind of like different habits and different things that you can kind of add to your life that will help optimize
Okay.
you and your life and your work and your day. So things and philosophies, things I've tried like fasting. I want to try different kinds of fasting. So like I've done fasting where I ate at night and then I go the whole day without eating and then eat again at night. So almost 24 hours, but not quite because I don't go to sleep hungry. So maybe I'll try that, like a full 24 to 48 hour fast. And yeah, just kind of documenting and sharing things that I'm learning, and I'm trying waking up early. Yeah, just trying to grow my personal brand around productivity, I guess, and trying to lifting weights, eating healthier, that sort of thing. How to be productive with my time when I have work, and then I want to work out, and then I have faith, and then also trying to build a business, and then also shooting content with you. So just I'm just trying to balancing, trying to fit it all into the equation, and so short and sweet, keep it simple. But that's my project to focus on.
I have to ask you a question, bro. This is so random, but just like don't even overthink it. Just genuinely answer it. When you were a kid, would you play with toys? Yes or no?
When I play with toys, I have to actually think about that. I played with Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
But like actual toys, yes or no?
like physical toys.
Yeah, like little dolls or like action figures.
Maybe action figure, but I wasn't really like into that for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Why do you say that?
So I've discovered something very interesting about myself today.
Yeah.
I was just me and Tiff were talking about childhood and whatever, and so here's something crazy, bro. When we were kids, even Mo, we were very, very, very into playing with toys.
Really?
I grew up with an older sister, so when I was really small, I used to play with Barbies with her.
Right.
And as I got older, I'd still play like Barbies, but with like boy toys, like fucking action figures and like you actually have the WWE wrestlers. And we play wrestling games sometimes, but we play like live action toy, like just play with toys.
Yeah.
Like you watch Toy Story. Kind of like Toy Story. Remember how Andy would like there's a bank robbery and he's on a horse. I swear to God, bro, that's how we used to play with toys.
Really?
And
Yeah, just like kids, yeah.
and the reason that makes me, I was talking about what makes me happy, and I should have said content creation. I love doing this. There's like nothing more I enjoy than doing this. I like content creation. I like creation in general. When I did drop shipping, my favorite part was like creating the store, the website, the product listing, the sales and marketing aspect wasn't my favorite.
Right.
Even in marketing, I really enjoy making the campaign. I'm just not big on optimizing. I really enjoy creating, whether it's graphics, visuals, scripting. I love to create.
Yeah.
So when we used to play
And
toys,
that's where I come into play. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
I'm the money
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I come in, he takes the creativity, I use the money guy. You got it.
but when we were kids, bro, we used to play these elaborate games with toys. Felt like we were watching a movie almost for hours and hours on end. Never
Really?
got bored. And okay, so here's the crazy thing. So that's one thing where I'm like, yo, it's crazy how when I was a kid, I really like to create these fairy tale stories and whatnot. And now I'm bringing it to my life where I still like to create.
Right.
But another cool thing was, bro, I don't know.
That's such a nice connection.
Yeah, I gotta talk to other people about this who play with toys. But like, you know how Andy, he had Woody, right? His main guy. And for me, bro, this is gonna sound crazy, but I used to simultaneously play with 4 or 5 characters at the same time.
Really?
And then all piecing together to talk to each other and stuff. It wasn't like playing with, like, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
So like, and now as an adult, bro, like it's weird. Like I'm borderline. I'm like maybe I have borderline personality disorder, but it's so crazy how like I could have like podcaster hat on, then I could go out and film public video, then I could sit down and play video games, make a video game video.
Yeah.
Then I go with my wife, we're hugging, we're taking videos together, romantic stuff, traveling stuff.
I don't know how you do it,
And it's
man.
like I have these 4 or 5 different personalities or brands, personalities, whatever you want to call them. And it's crazy because I'm like, yo, is this translating back to my younger days when I was playing with those action figures and I'd have 4 storylines going at the same time?
Yeah.
Am I doing that right now? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. Like it's
That's interesting.
right. Like
Whoa.
it has to connect.
It
like,
has to.
Like I'm genuinely. I don't know if this makes sense because you didn't play with toys, but like it'd be imagine like like just like Toy Story. You have like Woody and like Woody, Buzz,
Yeah.
the Prospector, and Zerg. But imagine all four of them were the main characters.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah, I used to love my figures so much. We had like 100 or 50, at least a bunch of action figures, but I had like 4 or 5 that were my absolute favorite, and I couldn't pick one to play with.
Yeah.
So I played with all 5 of them at the same time.
You got unreal energy, bro. I don't even think it's ADD
Bro,
or ADHD.
Maybe I'm just mental, bro.
No, bro.
Maybe I got I don't know, bro.
That's insane, man.
But like I figured that out today. I'm like, yo, maybe that's why it's easy for me to do multiple things at the same time.
So wait, how did you disperse the time amongst each single action figure you're spending time with? Like, how did you be like, okay, I'm gonna spend more time with this guy, then I'm gonna go back to just keep rotating?
Bro, the crazy part is I play with them all at the same time, bro.
Whoa.
Like when he's done talking, I'm make him talk and then him talk and
Oh wow.
like I don't want to sound like a crazy person.
No,
bro.
but this is what you used to do. What did your siblings didn't say anything?
I used to play Mo would play with me a lot too.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I gotta ask Mo because I wonder if Mo would also play with a couple guys at the same time, or if it's, from my memory, he'd pick 1 or 2 max.
Right.
So
Some brains can only handle 1 or 2, bro. You're trying to be like Elon Musk, man. You got like 17 different companies.
I don't know, but
Yeah, maybe you can just handle it, and you don't feel stressed at all sometimes. Like you have so many different projects going on. Because a lot of people can have a lot of different side hustles and businesses and jobs going on, but like a lot of times they burn out, or some of them don't take off, or some of them don't do well, and they're just kind of like you can only put like 20% effort in each single one. But you've like divided it up where you do it on certain days. And talk to me a little about that.
Okay, bro. Oh man, I feel like this is gonna be the last time I say something like this.
Yeah.
But I said this before. I hate, and I'm not saying this because I want to be a victim or anything, bro. But like genuinely, bro, I hate talking about this. But like, I have a lot of like anxiety / depression.
Yeah.
Right. So if I don't do stuff, it like fucks with me.
Oh.
Like this is gonna sound
I see.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like there are times where I could just turn it off and just watch a movie or whatever. But like, if I stay still for too long and do nothing, I'll just get sad and like something will upset me.
Whoa, really? So
Yeah.
you're more susceptible to certain things around you.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing?
yeah. But like when I have a lot of things going on at the same time,
Uh-huh.
it was like all it just goes away.
Because you're too focused to worry about anything.
Like bro, like the crazy thing is like right now I have an active list on my phone, right? I
Yeah.
gotta complete before I sleep. So the second you leave here, we're done with the podcast.
Yeah.
Like even if let's just say I'm depressed right now,
Yeah.
I get so many tasks lined up that like by the time I'm done my list, bro, I'm so mentally tired that all I could do, not even sleep, but just maybe watch a little bit of Netflix, unwind, and then sleep.
Can I add to that?
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
interesting because on the other side of the coin, you have so many of these people, and I think this is why the self-help and self-development community and like YouTube channels start to blow up, is because they have the same problem as you, but the exact opposite, where they still feel depressed and anxious and anxiety, but because of that, they use it as a cripple and a clutch for them not to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's when they resort to things like drugs and alcohol
Yeah.
and pornography and movies and hanging out and just clubbing, just doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. That's when they find their vices. But you're like, you remind me of like Grant Cardone. Remember the story I told you about him?
Yeah, 10x.
10x. He used to try to quit alcohol
10 times a day.
10 times a day, and he's like, I'm still addicted. He's not addicted to alcohol, but he's just addicted. He just took the addiction and put it somewhere else. He's like, that's why I work so hard in my business. He's like, when I take a day off, I feel shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just like I have to be going at it every single day. It's,
100%.
again, bro, it's like a compulsive. But you don't have that.
Yeah.
You don't. Yours is like this is so interesting to me because literally people, and I've fallen victim to this too, because I feel anxiety all the time, not depression, but always anxiety, and just always 24/7.
Yeah.
But like sometimes, and I don't. Now I've gotten so much better because fasting and no fap helped and build discipline, willpower, and faith and that sort of thing. But before, I would just like literally use that as an excuse, and so many people too, man, would just use sort of like how they feel, and not even as just an excuse, but like they would just find something else, some sort of I need a quick
Yeah.
dopamine pick me up. Whether that's chocolate, again, sex, exercise not bad, but just like Netflix. It's something that's just gonna numb you, still give you those dopamine chemicals because you're gonna get them when you accomplish a task.
Yeah.
But something that's just a quick cop out that's not gonna get you to where you want to go. And then I feel like every single day you're kind of like in Atomic Habits. Every action you take, you're doing a vote of the person you want to become. So if you're doing the same habits every single day, you're straight to become in like a repetitive loop or repetitive cycle. You're not going anywhere. You're like the hamster on the hamster wheel. And you may be watching like productivity videos or like the people out there. And I used to do those too. This is why I know. Watching the productivity videos and like YouTube videos, trying to grow your business and this and that. But that's not doing anything. you're just a hamster in a hamster wheel. You're not taking action. You're not actually building. You're not actually putting stuff out and be like, oh, this sucks. Every time I put something out, I got to make it a little less shitty so you can improve. And kind of like what we're doing with your YouTube video and talking about. It's just crazy because that's the other side of the coin. And so, yeah, that's so interesting because it's not even like, is it sort of like you motivate yourself to do it because it's like, or you're going to feel depression, anxiety, or is it just because like, you're like, you know what? I don't want to feel like this, so I'm going to go work because I know I'm going to feel better if I work.
So, okay.
Because I think that still requires a little bit of discipline.
It does definitely require discipline. So, here's the thing. I realized this when I was a bit younger. When I used to get depressed, I would watch Netflix and make it worse. You know what I mean? Like, you're in bed all day. Like, in the moment when you're watching the show, it's all right. But, like, after...
Younger, like 18?
Yeah, high school days.
Okay, 16,
so, like,
17.
imagine, like, you're not feeling great, so you're binge watching Netflix shows, and like you know that feeling where it's like it's starting to get summer too, so it's like 9 p.m. It's starting to get dark outside. You haven't done shit. You're still in your underwear or PJs, where the fuck you sleep in.
Bad.
Haven't even brushed your teeth yet. Like literally haven't left your room. Like I remember that feeling as being so shitty. But that's crazy because like, even when I was like quote unquote successful in like the YouTube space, like because just doing one thing, like some days I was telling you this in the car, some days I don't feel like doing YouTube. Like not YouTube, but I don't want to make a crypto video. Now I don't make crypto videos. But like there's gonna be days where I don't want to make a VR video, right? And that's fine. As long as I'm progressing.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing. Remember I said when you asked me what happiness to mean to me and I'm talking about progression, and I told you this so many times, I said this in the last video, post one video a day religiously. Because each video is a progression, one step forward to where you want to get to, and it compounds, right? So like if I was to miss my YouTube video today, it's gonna make me feel shitty. But what if I don't feel like making VR videos, but I'm okay editing a vlog today? So I can post on my vlog page.
Yeah.
Content goes out,
Right.
And then, okay, maybe I put in the podcast page, the Reacts page. I just didn't feel like doing VR content today.
Right.
That's a really cool thing of having multiple things to do at the same time. It's like, even though you don't feel like doing that specific work that day, you progress in a different area.
And you still have other things
You have
can
other
work on.
things to do, right? Now, I don't want to make a message of go start making content in 5 or 6 different niches because I'll guarantee you will fail in every single one of them, right? I'm not saying I'm special either. If you want to do it, you could definitely do it. What I would say is pick 3 things. If you work a real job, become passionate about what you do. Like, I remember when I was working at LensCrafters, Josh, like towards the end, I was very passionate about what I did. I was, even on my off time, I'd learn a little bit about glasses and understand things just so I could be a better salesperson at work, right? I'd watch sales videos, Grant Cardone and stuff, understand the psychology of sales, not to scam people to buy more glasses, but to better suit my customer, right? Jordan Peterson, someone asked Jordan Peterson, how did you sell a pen? He's like, it's not about selling them a pen. It's about finding someone who wants to buy a pen, main thing in sales, right? So get really passionate about your job. Even if you fucking hate it, like I hated selling glasses, but like there's a time where like I became very passionate about it because it's just I had to do it. I had to make ends meet, right? Whether that's you find a good friend at work that you're excited to talk about them with something like you had. I even had that with Chaden, or you just enjoy what you're doing. I really started enjoying selling. That's one thing. Then another thing everyone should do. Everyone should work. And if you're younger watching this, if you're not working, just school. Just like become really passionate about what you're studying. Become the best student. Like take advantage of the system, right? Learn, have fun, join clubs, play sports. Not everyone should have one pillar like that. Another pillar every single person have: man, woman, skinny, fat, workout. Ideally 1 hour a day. Ideally 5 or 6 days a week. And again, 1 hour a day workout doesn't have to be like the most advanced fucking back flips and double dips and muscle. Nah. Like go to the gym, like dick around. Just go on the bike for an hour, stretch for an hour, do your abs for an hour. Like just get physical stuff done because again, like you're talking about endorphins and I'm not gonna go into because I don't really understand that stuff, but endorphins, dopamine, all that's just gonna hit if you're working out, right? That's another thing you're progressing in life. So your work or your career, school, fitness, and the third thing is a passion project. And then that's
and faith to top it off. He knows, yeah.
Faith.
Yeah.
I think, but for me, the reason why I didn't say faith, but you know what? Actually, we should put faith in there. Yeah. Because the reason why I didn't put faith is I'm giving you guys this three thing to do list is a list I personally used during the pandemic that kind of got me out of my 9 to 5. For me, faith, I didn't give it. You know what? You're right. Actually, you know it's crazy because during that time, me and my friends we were doing like you know how you use a Bible study? We were doing like Quran study where we're learning and understanding the language of Arabic.
There you go.
And I forgot about that. But faith.
Yeah. 4
things. And the cool thing about these 4 things.
The third thing was the passion project, right? Touch on that.
Passion project. Let me touch on that real quick. Just something you love. At the time for me, was making crypto videos. It could be about yourself. It could be a vlog if you want to. I wouldn't suggest vlogging, but do something that you can actually provide value in. When I was in the crypto space, obviously I was providing value in one shape or the other, talking about how to buy, sell things, basic information. Sometimes we're talking about shit coins, whatever. But the idea was just talk about crypto, make your niche something where you can actually service the audience. That was niche grow the quickest. And religion, ground yourself. It's so important, man. I can't believe I almost forgot that. But it's like super, super important because your faith is everything, man. It doesn't matter if I'm a Muslim, Josh a Christian, but we still love each other. And he's a real what's the word? Someone who's deep in their faith, as I am too, in my own faith. But you don't let that be a barrier. Sometimes religious people become very, not that we're going to touch on this right now, but like judgy and like inclusive.
Yeah.
Or not inclusive, I guess exclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusive. They only want to stay in their own circles. But I mean,
Right.
that's not a discussion this podcast was meant for. But that's, I don't remember the question. What? No, yeah, you're asking about doing so many things. Like, the reason why I do so many things is because that's how my mind works. But there was a point where that was my simple strategy. Work my 9 to 5, come home, go to the gym before coming home, work on my, passion project. And then once or twice a week, me and my boys would do a Quran study together.
Love it.
4 solid steps that everyone should do. This is like, a layman could do this, right?
Yeah.
Now I have essentially, because I don't work the 9 to 5 anymore, I'm not really in Quran studies right now. I really should. So instead of doing those 4, I still work out. I've added different business I want to work out instead. So it's like, it sounds crazy when you go like, yo, how are you doing 5
But then
different
you're not
things
at a job 9 hours a day.
I'm not at a job 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
And like those 9 hours are like mentally draining hours.
I know. And it's also interesting. You guys can do what I did. A couple weeks ago when we did a podcast here, I think it was the first one, Umar, right after the podcast, me and Umar chat like we usually do. He designed me like a list of how to use my time better efficiently. So sort of like a better plan. And he's a night owl. So he designed it for after when I come home from work, right? But the thing is, I still use the same list or very similar. I just tweaked a couple things and I changed it to the morning.
Morning, before work.
Before work.
I noticed you've been waking up at 5 a.m.
Bro, you notice that? When I see those texts from me, right?
that.
Because you sent me something at nighttime.
Yeah.
And I feel really good, like either between 5:30 to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And now naturally, even if I don't set my alarm, I'll wake up around like 6:37. But now I'm going to reel it back to like 5:30 because I start work around like 10:30, 11.
Mm-hmm.
But it's perfect because I can wake up and I'll probably put my notes
That's
on
like
the screen.
6 hours you have, fam.
Bro, it's crazy. I wake up, literally make my bed, and then I'll just like pray. Just pray for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'll read a little bit.
Yeah.
Do like my plan for like NoFap, that sort of thing. And like all that stuff. Quick 20 minutes with like making my bed and everything.
Yeah.
Then I'll just either do push-ups, squats. I got weights now in my room.
Yeah,
so I'll do a little bit, 15, 20 minutes, quick.
Yeah.
Get a coffee downstairs. And then come back upstairs to my desk and just work from like 5:36 to like 9:30.
Love it.
And I can just be working on my blog, posting content, editing. Editing takes so long because I'm trying to do captions. I'm trying to figure out different hacks. I'm like, how does this person do this?
Yeah.
And now it's just going to be all copy and copywriting and working on the blog and transcribing it to audio, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, I'm doing this strategically because I know when I come home from work, most days I eat a lot of food. After I come home, I eat a big dinner.
Yeah.
Because most of the day, I like to fast throughout the day
yeah.
because I'm so focused. I'm on to make better sales. I can think clear in the morning.
Yeah.
And then maybe around like 5 or 6, I'll start to eat. But then I get tired and I eat a lot of carbs and I get brain fog. And then I get just really sleepy and grouchy and that sort of thing. And so I'll do a little bit of work, but nothing
The
where
main bulk is in the daytime.
in the morning, because that's where I can get to my creative flow state.
Interesting.
Dude, it's so interesting. This is why I was telling you to fast. It's something almost primal, kind of like what Liver King talks about, or like Andrew Tate mentioned. I don't know how to explain to you, but I fasted a lot, and you've done this too with Ramadan.
Yeah.
But bro, you get into some sort of like state of mind where it's almost like limitless, where you can just start thinking clearer, acting clearer. Your habits you develop willpower and discipline much faster. It's almost like a cheat code. And so this is why I get my work done in the morning, because I'm not eating, and sometimes coffee will break my fast. I don't always have coffee in the morning.
Even a black, but you don't
Black
have
coffee, I have a little sugar in there. That's the thing. So I'm cutting back every
If you have
day.
black coffee, it won't break your fast, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, probably. But anyways, yeah. So that's how it works for me. So if you're a night owl like Umar, you guys get your work done at night after work. But I like getting it done in the morning.
Yeah.
And I can get my work done in the morning, and I can get my job finished at like 7, come home,
nice.
sleep
What
earlier.
time do you sleep usually?
Those days, so last week I was waking up at 5:30. I was sleeping around like 11:30. So I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, like 5 hours.
5 hours sleep.
So now all I need is like 6. If I'm working out, I need 6.
Yeah.
And I'm solid.
No, I love it. I love
I'm
it.
good.
Bro, there's two things I don't sacrifice right now. It's only because I'm not working. If I was working 9 to 5, I'd probably sacrifice some sleep. The fact that I'm not working 9 to 5, bro, one thing I love to do is sleep without having an alarm on and to wake up when my body wants to wake up.
So what time do you usually normally sleep?
Between 3 and 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Yeah. Okay.
I'm like a boxer, bro. I'm like Jake.
I love it, bro. I love it. You gotta stay up all night. That's what he does,
Nah,
right?
like, and it's not that I'm on fucking Netflix and stuff. I mean,
No.
obviously I have a wife, so sometimes we watch a movie
You're
together
working.
before we sleep. But like most of my work, I can imagine if you're waking up at like, bro, I feel like a bum saying this out loud. But if you're waking up at 1 or 2 p.m., sometimes 11.
Yeah.
But like, you usually, in the morning, I like to take my wife somewhere, take her to the mall, go on a walk, or like go on a drive or something. I'll get home by like 10ish. We'll eat dinner, and then from like after dinner to like an hour. Because you get, like you said, that lethargic feet gotta go away. Do some steps.
The brain fog, right?
Yeah. I usually get my workout in the morning. That's one of the first things I do. Wake up and work out, chill with my wife, and then 10ish eat dinner, and I probably start like really getting to work around 11.
Yeah.
Right. But throughout 11 p.m. to like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. those morning hours, I'll be putting out content throughout the whole day. Like, bro, it's so weird. My body automatically every single morning wakes up at literally 10:30 a.m. to pee.
Really?
Every single morning without.
Wow.
So like while I'm peeing in the morning, I end up sitting on the toilet. I'll like post somewhere. I usually post on my personal TikTok. If I like today, I posted a podcast around that time too because I had it ready. I'll usually the VR stuff. I like to post on TikTok. I like to post earlier in the day, and the rest of the platforms I like to post later in the day.
TikTok that does favor the algorithm.
Yeah,
I
to
figured.
post it early in the day. I felt that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, my schedule is definitely a mess.
That's not a mess. This
But
is what
it's
I
just
was-
how it works for me.
Yeah, no, that's what I was reading. I'm not special because I wake up at 5 a.m. It's just that when I was trying to work late at night, and I tested this, I could not be productive, bro. And I think I'm just normally a morning person.
Yeah.
Like I used to play ball in the morning before school, but everyone's different, man. Because even my brother likes to sleep late too, and he can get all his work done. You can. There's lots of people that are like that.
But I do want to say, bro, that there's definitely a high in waking up when it's still dark outside, and like the feeling in your head, like the ego feeling of like all these bastards are sleeping. I'm fucking putting in the fucking work. Like it's such a fuck you moment to like everyone else. Because I remember there were times in my life where I was doing the early morning routine. And the only reason why it didn't work for me too was like my social life. Not that I go club and party and stuff, but like my social circle, just growing up, my high school buddies and like my religious buddies, we used to chill at night, bro. So when I wake up early, I'd have to stop doing a lot of that. And for me to like, I guess we all like follow our cultures and stuff, right? Or your society. Where for me to have like a happy life on a social level, it required me to stay up late at night.
Right.
But like I do like that feeling, bro. Like fucking waking up before everyone else and fucking grinding. And in my faith, obviously, we have really early morning prayer at sunrise, right? So that's another edge. Like you could be waking up before everybody's waking up to even pray, and like you could like I could start my day praying. Definitely something I do want to try. But like you said, I think you gotta do what works for you.
Works
right?
for you.
Do what works for you.
And I say that because we all have same 24 hours. We all sleep 6, 7, 8 hours a night.
Mm-hmm.
We all like most of us go to work or have jobs or run our business or go to school, right? And then it's just what are you doing with that other time, wherever it is in the day, whether it's in the morning, nighttime, midday. It's those extra 2, 3, 4, 5 hours you have in a day where you're not at school or you're not at work or you're not at your job, or you're not sleeping. You know, that's if you want better for your life, kind of like what Gary Vee says.
Yeah.
If you want better for your life, and that's how I thought about it too. I'm like, this job is great. You know, I'm in a better position than I was a couple months ago. I'm super grateful to God, grateful for everything, the work I put in, that sort of thing. And I'm happy, and I'm in a better position, and I live in a new province, a new city. But like, I don't want to be working this job forever.
Yeah.
And I see so many different opportunities, and I think I'm actually a very smart individual. I was born and raised in Canada. If someone else living in India or Africa or Syria or wherever can figure out the same exact thing and work 10 times harder and be like, yo, if they look at you and they have like a 10 times, like their work ethic is like 10 times more, and they kind of like laugh at you. It's almost like what, like I was born in Canada. I should have a better opportunity, but yet you're coming here to come to Canada or United States, and you're studying and you're making the most of every single opportunity you have, and going to school and then working 2 jobs. Like I've met these people. They work really, really hard, and they have to pay extra tuition because they're an international student or whatever. But yet you still have like the smile on your face and you still show up every day. It kind of like puts me to shame. So when I start to think, bro, this is why I work so hard too, bro. And this is what motivates me. And I start to think, I'm like, okay, well, if I don't if I'm grateful for the position I put in, or God put me in, for the job that I have and the life I have and that sort of thing, but like I want more for myself, which isn't bad, right? We all want more so we can give back more to our family and friends and live a better quality of life for yourself and help others. Then like don't make excuses. You know how much time you have in a day. Just like sacrifice one area of life. Like I'm not gonna sacrifice my faith. I can shorten it where I go to church,
Spend less time.
spend less time, go to church every Sunday, spend like 2 hours there, but then daily I do 10 to 20, 30 minutes wherever I can. Health is so important, so exercise 15 to 20 minutes daily is fantastic, whether it's a walk or lifting weights or whatever. Work, I have to pay the bills. And then like, okay, I'll just sacrifice all the free time. So I'm not gonna go party, I'm not gonna go watch Netflix or anything like that. And then I'll just sleep a little less too. Enough sleep where I can still function every day.
Yeah, for sure.
5-6 hours is enough for me. Maybe it might not be enough for you, that's fine. But it's for a short period of time too. And I'm not saying like I'm doing this to become a millionaire or anything, just enough so I can learn a skill that adds value to the marketplace in any way, shape, or form. And then take that skill, like kind of like what I talked about with you, and then make enough income or revenue from that where I can just get by kind of like what my job's paying me and pay my bills and have a little extra income. And then that, because if I can do that doing part-time, 3-4 hours a day, and then like on my days off kind of thing, imagine what I can do full-time with 3x the time. And then how am I going to stand and walk and feel differently now that I don't have a job to be at 9 hours a day where they have to tell me what time I sleep, what time eat, what to do exactly. So, and that's kind of what I think about too, man. I'm trying to make it very, very simple. It's not easy. It's simple. Kind of like what you did. And I'm just replicating the same plan that you did, the same steps you took,